everybody, it's Catherine Chong here. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another week of our Facebook live class. I am so thrilled that you are joining us today. So for this week teaching, we are going to look at is the IVF Diet 101. What are the proven strategies in terms of diet to help to improve the chances of conceiving? So if you are someone who are thinking about having an IVF, or if you are planning to have an IVF soon, or if you have previously tried IVF before and thinking of starting another round again, today's episode is definitely for you. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Catherine Chong and I'm a fertility dietitian specialized in fertility and pregnancy. I'm currently having 2 practices in Brisbane, Australia, one in My Health Brisbane Showgrounds and another one in Sunnybank at the Star Medical Center. I also run a virtual consultation practice where I see clients all around the world and working with fertility specialists and doctors to help women and couples to create a preconception nutrition plan to help them to optimize their diet as well as their weight and making sure that they're taking the right form of supplement to maximize the chances of conceiving. So today we are going to look at IVF Diet 101. It is a huge topic. So my plan is to break into 2 different parts. So for today, we're going to focus on part 1. It's what can you do to maximize the egg quality as well as boosting your partner's sperm health. So if you are someone who are planning to do an IVF, or you tried before and you're planning to start another round soon, or if you have totally no clue at all, this is definitely the episode you don't want to miss. Before we begin, we are going to I'm also going to remind you is our 5-day fertility diet challenge. Now, if you haven't heard about our 5-day fertility diet challenge, please go to my website now, catherinechong.com.au/fertility diet challenge, where you will see the information how to join. It's incredibly easy. You just need to enter your email and also your name to join the fertility diet challenge. We have now over more than 800 women have joined our fertility diet challenge, and I have been getting lots of beautiful emails and also the result that I have heard from incredibly group of women. It is a 5-day challenge designed to help you to get started with a fertility diet. You will receive a 5 days complete step-by-step guide with all the recipe, grocery shopping list, as well as the meal plan for you, and I will be there throughout the live challenge every day to provide you with the email support and accountability that you need. So if you haven't joined, make sure that you go to my website now, catherinechong.com.au/fertility diet challenge, and check it out. All right, let's get today's teaching started. So first of all, why is diet important? I want to remind you again, diet and lifestyle can play an important role when it comes to to have a successful IVF journey. And ideally, if we have at least about 3 months, that would be ideal to optimize your egg health and also your fertility, and also look at what are the possible things that you can implement in terms of nutritionally and also the lifestyle to help you to maximize the chances of successful conceiving. So the first step we want to do is to ensure that we can get the healthiest egg possible during the egg collection. And secondly, of course, we also want to maximize your partner's sperm health as well, because the sperm will mix out about the other half, so 50% of your future baby's DNA. And lastly, we also want to help to support a healthy ovulation cycle for you, and depending on the level of interventions you need, up to the discussion with your fertility treatment team and your medical history, you may or may not need to use medications to stimulate the ovulation. So definitely, if you are someone who are trying to conceive, what you want to do is as well to start tracking your ovulation pattern, because this is a crucial information. When you're trying to conceive, we want to know how regular is your cycle, whether you are ovulating or not. If you haven't been experiencing that regular cycle every month, or if you haven't have any ovulations, and currently if you are carrying excessive weight, or even if you're underweight, optimizing your weight will be helpful as well to restore that ovulation cycle, all right? Because the body fat definitely will influence how your body hormone functions and hence influence the ovulations. Again, if you are confused or overwhelmed, not sure what to do, I offer a 15 minutes nutrition assessment call. So if you want to talk to someone like myself just to get started, what you can do in terms of diet, you can go to my website right now /book a consult. That's where you can also schedule a time with me. All right. So let's dive into what is the best research so far in terms of the diet, ideally for IVF. Okay, so in fact, a few studies have looked at the Mediterranean eating pattern, which is also so far is the most research type of diet for looking at IVF and the reproductive outcome. So what is the Mediterranean diet? Okay, so the Mediterranean diet is a way of eating that is followed by countries around the Mediterranean Sea, such as it's from the Italy, Spain, Greece, France, or Morocco countries. So the Mediterranean diet, what really makes it different is a diet that promoting a more whole food based intake and less processed food. So ideally, it's a diet that consists of a high intake of vegetables and fruits, whole grain products, beans and legumes like peas or dried beans, nuts, seeds, and olive oil, as well as less red meat intake and mostly like the fish, lean meat consumption like chickens, and also olive oil as the main source of fats that are used in the diet. So today was going to look at some research behind how Mediterranean diet can positively influence your fertility outcome for both men and women, and I'm going to give you specific steps, 7 steps that you can take to help to improve your current diet. All right, in terms of research, like I say, Mediterranean diet probably is one of the most researched diets so far looking at the IVF outcome. So just to give you a few examples, there are 2 recent studies looking at in terms of a group of women who are undergoing IVF treatments and also the live birth rate. So one study has shown that the live birth rate was significantly higher, especially for women who follow this Mediterranean type of eating style. For those that were undergoing the first round IVF, and largely are women under the age of 35. So definitely the researcher shows that it has a greatest impact on the reproductive outcome. Now, secondly, there is also another recent study as well has shown that the Mediterranean diet has a greater effect in terms of increase the chance of implantation, which is very important stage. For today, we probably don't have time to dive into that, but next week, make sure you stay tuned for our part 2 of the IVF Diet 101, because I'm going to dive into more specific tips that you can do in terms of nutrients that can help with implantation. All right. Now, this study shown that following a Mediterranean diet can also increase the chance of implantation and hence the clinical pregnancy and live birth in a large group of women undergoing IVF treatment, as well as increasing the sperm quality. So definitely, if you're looking at the research they are studies supporting the Mediterranean eating style. So what I do is in my one-on-one consultations, other than talking about what are the eating plan to make sure that they achieving the right way, optimizing the body fat level, I also teach them one by one and coach them what can they do, right, to help to implement this into their diet. So what can you do here? So today I'm going to share with you some steps to help you to easily implementing what in terms of Mediterranean diets, how you can change your diet starting from today. So the first thing first, of course, before we dive into that, then step number one, we want to make sure that you are getting enough of folate. So you have, if you have been following us for quite a while, pretty much every week I keep talking about you need to get enough of folate. So folate is like the queen of fertility nutrient. It's such an important nutrient, and if you are looking at trying to conceive, or if you are planning to have IVF soon, definitely you want to make sure that you start taking a folic acid supplements to boost the level. Ideally at least 1 month, but best 3 months ahead would be the ideal situations. Now when it comes to folic acid, there are so many different forms of supplement. So different dose as well. Again, individual basis, case by case. You may need a different form of folic acid supplement. You may need different dose. That's where seeing a fertility dietitian like myself would be ideal to help you to work out which one is best for you. However, folate can also get it naturally from food as well, such as leafy green vegetable, beans and legumes, as well as organ meat like liver if you like them. So certainly by following a Mediterranean diet, by including more vegetables intake, that would help to boost the folate intake in your body. All right. And number two, what you can do is you want to start to have less meat intake. So I'm talking about specifically is the red meat intake and also the processed meat less often. So to give you a general guide, ideally is you want to try not to have more than about twice a week of red meat intake. So I'm talking about a typical serving like 150 grams per serve, so roughly about 2 serves per week. That would be ideal. And you want to make sure that you're really cutting down, not just for you the ladies, but also the men as well, cutting out all these processed meat like hot dogs, sausages, deli meat, salami and bacons, because this type of processed meat aren't also not ideal for in terms of fertility. All right, so definitely less red meat. And number 3, you want to replace with more oily fish intake. All right, and the reason why is that oily fish like salmon, mackerel, canned tuna or pink salmon in the can, or sardines or trout as well, they are rich in much more higher in omega-3 level, which is a type of fatty healthy fats. And studies have shown that by having enough of omega-3, it can also help to optimize the egg health and sperm health, as well as reduce the inflammation as well, which is ideal for the implantation stage. So you want to make sure that you start including more oily fish intake, ideally 2 to 3 times a week. That will be ideal. Okay, so I'm talking about 1 fillet of the fish will be your per serving, so 2 to 3 serving a week. Now, some people also ask me, Catherine, what if I don't like fish or I don't eat fish at all? So that's when you might need to consider to start taking an omega-3 supplement as well to boost those intake right before your conception. All right, then now step number 4 is we're going to look at how we can enhance your antioxidant intake. So I think last week I did cover for our one episode is why antioxidant is so important. Again, we are looking at how we can maximize the egg quality, especially for women who age after 30 and try to conceive. So in terms of antioxidant, again, we are talking about how you can boost those intake naturally from food. That is where the fruits and vegetables are incredibly important, and the more colorful it is, the better. So in terms of vegetables, what you really want to make sure that is to choose a variety color and different types of vegetables, such as like tomato, spinach, zucchini, eggplant, or capsicums. And you also want to make sure that you mix with some raw vegetable intake and also some cooked vegetable intake to make sure that you do maximize to gain all the essential nutrients that you need. Okay, so definitely you want to eat the rainbow of fruits and vegetables every day. And how much do you need? We actually need about 5 serves per day. Okay, if you miss out last week teaching, make sure that after today live, watch the last week replay, because in that video I actually give you specific example what is a serve of vegetables and how do you make up to a total of 5 serving a day. Okay, now tips number 5 is make sure you have enough of zinc. Zinc is another very important nutrient for the ladies and also for the men as well when it comes to sperm health. So zinc, it's relatively easy to get from the food. You will commonly get zinc from say meat, chicken, fish, certain seafood, legumes and beans, nuts and seeds. So it's present in a variety form of the food. So most likely you will get enough unless if there's any specific food that you don't commonly have in your diet, not having it like on a daily or regular basis, then you probably will at risk of the zinc nutrient deficiency. So you may need a supplement, again, individual case by case basis, but definitely a great way is think about, is your diet include the variety of food that you need, as I mentioned just before. Okay, now tips number 6 is you want to make sure is you have more of the healthy fats and eliminate the unhealthy one. So when I talk about healthy fat, is you want to make sure that it's mainly gaining from say the nuts, avocado or the seeds from the plant, as well as use the extra virgin oil as your main cooking oil, because research has shown that especially extra virgin oil, actually it's very rich in a type of antioxidant as well. So you're not just getting the benefits of the healthy fats, but you're also getting the antioxidants at the same time to help to boost your fertility and eliminate the unhealthy type of fats, which is mostly coming from the fatty meat, the deep fried food products, processed food, or any form of, say, potato chips or chocolates, or the use of excessive use of butter or unhealthy type of cooking oils. All right, now my last tip for today is number 7. Tips number 7, this may surprise you, which is you don't need to fully eliminate dairy. In fact, including dairy, especially full cream milk, might have the benefits of helping you to maximize your fertility. So quite often when clients come and see me, they, one of the biggest or frequently asked question is they will ask, oh, should I cut out dairy completely? Well, in fact, the research has shown that in particularly there are 2 research. One research shows that they're looking at 200 women who age over 35 who were trying to conceive with IVF, and again they found that the women who consume dairy products about 2 to 3 serves a day, in fact, were more likely to have baby than those who consume less. Now, there's also another study looking at over 17,000 of women, found that for this particular group of women who have full cream dairy product were actually less likely to have ovulation problems than those who drinking the low fat version. So if you're wondering, can you still have some milk, and how much can you aim for, or which type, I would definitely suggest is, instead of thinking about skim milk, low fat milk, by including 1 or 2 glasses of full cream milk might be helpful for you to boost your fertility. And of course, we don't want you to drink too much either. Too much can also increase more energies and calories, and you might have weight problem either. But I want to reassure you that between about 2 up to 3 serves a day, which is equivalent to about 2 to 3 glasses of full cream milk a day, that is still acceptable. Or ideally, you can also mix with other dairy serve, like few slices of cheese, or a small tub of yogurt plus a glass of full cream milk. That will be in the ideal the diet plan for you to help to boost your fertility, and also in preparation for your IVF. Alright, so that's it from me for today. So let me just sum it up, the actions that you can take. So if you are someone who are planning for IVF and you've been wondering, is there any diet you can do or follow to help you to maximize the chances? Well, you definitely want to check it out. It's the Mediterranean Diet, and today we just discussed the 7 tips you can take. So 1 is you want to make sure that you get enough of folate. Number 2, less red meat, processed meat intake. Number 3, make sure you have at least 2 to 3 times of oily fish intake. Number 4 is to include a rainbow and a large amount of rainbow colors of fruits and vegetables a day. Make sure you boost to help with boosting your antioxidant. And number 5 is to optimize your fertility with enough of zinc. And number 6 is to have more of the healthy fats and eliminate the unhealthy one. And lastly is to eat dairy but not much, and choosing full cream milk will be better than the skim milk or low fat milk. Alright, I hope this will be useful for you. Now, like I mentioned, next week we're going to look at specifically nutrients that can help to maximize the implantations and to have a successful pregnancy. So if you are interested to find out more about diet for IVF, or if you know someone who is planning for IVF, please feel free to share with them. And before I go, I'm curious to know, what is the one thing you are going to change with your diet starting today? Until then, I will see you next week, same time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. See ya! Bye!